Welcome back to That Philly Sports Girl. I'm your host, Elise Person, and today we're going to be talking about all things Philadelphia sports. Let's get right into it with talking about the Flyers and their dominating 7-4 win over the Washington Capitals this past Sunday. Sean Couturier had an outstanding return to play with 2 goals and 1 assist after his first game back after missing a little over 2 weeks with a rib injury. Couturier isn't the only Flyer back from injury. Carter Hart is back in the net after missing last Friday's game against the Boston Bruins with back spasms. While the young goalie was out last Friday, he did make a comment saying that he wanted to be careful and take these back spasms seriously, so he wanted to sit out that game to ensure that he would be back for this week of full play. The young goalie was, like I just said, back against the Capitals, letting in 4 goals, but saving 33 shots and finished the day with an 89% save percentage. The Flyers now sit at an overall record of 8-3-2 and are currently in second place in the East Division. Tonight at 6, the Flyers look to sweep the Capitals and extend a 2-game winning streak. Now looking over to the Sixers, who continue to hold down to first place in the Eastern Conference after taking down the Brooklyn Nets this past Saturday 124-108 and extending their record to 17-7. Let's talk about the Sixers starting 5, consisting of Seth Curry, Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons, and Danny Green. This starting 5 is totally on fire. In the games where the starting 5 is able to start, the Sixers are 13-0. This is just remarkable. This is great basketball right here. And let's talk more about this. The starting 5 and their contributions against the Brooklyn Nets. All 5 starters had double-digit points in this game. I mean, if the Sixers can continue to spread their offense like this, more consistency across the board, that really could mean great things to come for the Philadelphia Sixers. It will make them harder to defend as a whole. It will add more elements to their offensive game, and I just think this will really push them over to becoming one of the elite teams in the league if they can continue to spread the offense like that. I also want to continue keying on one player, Joel Embiid, because he is really just having a stellar MVP candidate season so far. In the last 7 of 8 games, Embiid has put up 33 or more points. That right there is consistency, that's leadership, and like I just mentioned, that's MVP candidate basketball right there. So I think with Embiid continuing to play like he is, if we have the starting 5 to continue playing as a whole, as a group, spreading the offense, I think the Sixers have a really good chance of going pretty far this year. So let's test that tonight. The Sixers take on the Sacramento Kings tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, hopefully looking to extend their record to 18-7. Now moving on to the Philadelphia Eagles, reports have come in that the Eagles will be trading Carson Wentz in the coming days. There's reports from the Bears, there's reports from the Colts. There has been some rumors, talk about Nick Foles potentially coming back to the Philadelphia Eagles, which I don't know how I feel about that. I don't really think that that's the smartest move. I do think that Nick Foles is coming to the end of his NFL career. However, we are looking for a backup quarterback, not a starting quarterback with Jalen Hurts. So I think it's going to be an interesting play of motions. We're going to see how this all works out. We really don't know any logistics about the Carson Wentz trade. It's just seeming though he will not be on the Eagles team in the 2021 season. A player that I would love to come back in the 2021, and it looks like he would too, is Jalen Mills. Jalen Mills is a pending unrestricted free agent, but said he would like to return to the Eagles to play in 2021. Mills, who was drafted in 2016 in the 7th round, commented on the changes of the Eagles defense, specifically Eagles defensive changes with defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon now in charge. Mills said about Gannon, quote, "I think when we're talking about our new defensive coordinator, he does a really, really good job as far as having those 2 high safeties look and then rocking and rolling these guys back and forth just to give guys more opportunities to make plays on the ball and have that quarterback just think one more second as far as what coverage we're in." So it really, end quote. So it really seems like Jalen Mills is excited about the Jonathan Gannon hire, and I would be excited to have Jalen Mills back as a Philadelphia Eagle next season. Finally, moving on to the Phillies. This past week, the Phillies have wrapped up some pretty great free agents, spending over $156 million on JT Realmuto, Didi Gregorius, Archie Bradley, Matt Moore, and Chase Anderson. The most recent of the free agents added to the roster, Chase Anderson, had some pretty great things to say about being in Philadelphia. Anderson said that what drew him to Philadelphia was winning a championship. He said, quote, "I think Philadelphia is a good fit, a team that has a really good chance to win a championship in that tough division, the NL East. I think for me, this point in my career, I want to win a championship," end quote. And we couldn't agree more. I think it's the point in our lives, too, where we wanted to see another Phillies championship. So we're right there with you, Anderson. So I'm actually pretty excited because with a belief and an attitude like that in the clubhouse, I think that that's a championship mentality, and I am excited to see how the rest of the Philadelphia Phillies take on these new players in the bullpen and in the roster. And I'm just really excited to see what the 2021 Phillies have to offer for us. So that's going to do it for today. I'm That Philly Sports Girl. Thank you so much for tuning in.